And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media, always providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate, and tax planning, and all types of niche businesses here in the Tampa Bay market. We're your number one consumer advocate, the Consumer Quarterback Show, and it's all about helping you understand your buying decisions, making you just a bit more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we do that by bringing on our expert contributors, our panel of guests that we have every day here on the show, who we vetted, we bring in the show, and they take time out of their busy schedules to help educate our listeners out there, all from a consumer advocate standpoint. It's all about helping you understand those buying decisions and avoid commission-based advice. So I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. Back in studio, Rick Nickerson, Bottomzupp. Welcome in, sir.
Always a pleasure, always an honor to be here. I love your voice, I love your medium, and it's an extra special honor to be here with Capt Matt here today. I just love the fact that I can sit next to a fellow veteran, and some of the things that I want to talk about today kind of ties into those experiences and learning moments that you only get from being a part of the world's greatest military force on earth.
That's right.
And some of that stuff is kind of curved and found its way into my niche, which is the floor removal business.
Nice.
Here in the Tampa Bay area, we happen to be the largest floor removal company in the Tampa Bay area. I've got 10 trucks and 10 machines and 40 guys here in the Tampa Bay areas for all your flooring removal needs. Look up Bottomzupp. We're here for you, and I'm excited about the show, excited to be here.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Good stuff. Capt Matt Bruce in studio. Welcome in, sir.
Thank you very much, Brandon. Always a pleasure to be around you. We've got this great event coming up, and I hope everybody watching and listening to us can make it out on September the 12th. It's all about the veterans. It's all about the first responders. It's all about helping the seniors, the people that get ripped off every day.
That's right.
You do a great job on your show as a consumer quarterback, informing people of things. I've come to you with people that have come to me and said, I got a problem. How do I handle it? And you deal with your experts, and it's always good. But on September the 12th, the American Legion Post number 5, probably the most famous Legion post in all of Tampa Bay. They've got a national cemetery there, the only one in the area, right there by Dale Mabry and Kennedy Boulevard. And we'll be there. Food's being provided by, Domici's, is that right?
Domici's Cater Cuisine.
Yep, and we're going to have a great time. We've got a lot of people signed up already, and everybody's welcome to come, public and private and military and first responder.
Going to be a great time. Veterans and Heroes Real Estate Success Summit coming up. Some great speakers. Attorney Joe Pippin's going to be there talking about estate planning and probate avoidance. William Crowley, a.k.a. the Credit Magician, is going to be there, and Diane Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage, my real estate team. So we hope to see you there. Invite someone in your network. Share this, invite this, because this is going to help veterans. It's going to help first responders, military, teachers, all those folks that serve. And I like how you say on your show, you serve, you save. So that's what we're doing with our real estate company too. They save a quarter to a half a point if they buy or sell, invest with us. All right, and we also have Nick DeVito in studio, Home Lease at ADC. Welcome in, sir.
Thank you for having me, Brandon. I really appreciate it. I'm kind of new to all this, as you know, but over the past week or so, we've been talking about it, and I am very, very impressed by your show, and more impressed with the concept that you have here. I think it's a wonderful outlet and chance to share information.
Appreciate that.
As you know, we do lease-to-own contracts, and specifically, we began with there's a small segment of the market of buyers who have had credit problems, either bankruptcy, foreclosure, tax lien, any of these reasons. Another one is people that want to flip houses. Banks are not very friendly towards flippers.
Right.
So we have a funny saying, it's not really a joke, but the bank will not lend you money unless you don't need it.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're a first-time buyer, that's great, and the traditional lenders and the mainstream lenders, they're wonderful. That's the way you should go. But these other credit issues, or if you're trying to do commercial property and, say, starting a business or trying to flip houses or things like that, which I've done, we are an outlet.
Nice.
And we provide funding We're not a lender, but we do provide funding, and we basically do a partnership where we buy the property, lease it back to the occupant and owner, and when they pay it off, they keep it.
That's awesome.
So it's a great opportunity in my mind for a small segment of the market. If you can go to a traditional lender, and they're great, or a mortgage company, and they're also good, that's the way to go. Lease to own is a little bit more expensive, but it's kind of a lifeboat last resort for people that have no other outlet.
Yeah, makes sense.
Most of our customers cannot muster the credit that's necessary with a bank or a traditional lender, and that's fine with us.
Yep.
So
the
we can
credit's
talk more.
not there, but the income's there, the down payment's there. So it makes sense that you got 2 of the 3 C's that they talk about in real estate. They talk about income, which is your capacity, your credit, and then the collateral. So you got 2 of the 3 C's. You're kind of missing the one, but that's where you come in with these lease-to-own situations and get them into that dream home. And we'll talk about some more success stories. I like that there's a couple success stories that we talked about the other day that I'd really like to talk about. But let's go to Rick Nickerson here, Bottomzupp, and a longtime friend of the program, again, a veteran. Thanks so much for your service. And I always talk about supporting our local economy by supporting local companies like yours, Rick.
Well, it means the world to us. We started 10 years ago with a machine and a dream. Just a small company. I never envisioned, being where we're at and at what capacity we're at right now. I mean, what a great time to be in the Tampa Bay market, in the Tampa Bay economy. We're starting to reap the rewards of our hard work in the past. If you've got a tough floor removal project, we're your guys. I like to talk about some of the things that Capt Matt, what you represent and what we've represented, being veterans and what we've seen overseas and what it's like to be a part of, the world's greatest military force. And I'll tell you, it's all about teamwork. Mm-hmm. And, I speak to my guys every morning before we go out. We're doing, 10 jobs a day in the Tampa Bay area, and you can imagine 40 guys sitting on the back of 10, 15 trucks in the morning. And me always giving my message, I feel like that's important to talk to my guys and make sure that they understand what our purpose is today. And really team building, we're all about that.
I love that.
And I got a lot of that in the military.
Yeah.
And, that part will always be a part of you. Once in the military, always, that stays with you. And the thing that teamwork, that team building works in any small business, any concept, and it's the most important thing that you can do when you're going out to provide a service to a customer. They want to know that they're on board with you and that your team understands what their valued proposition is. And to team build, it starts with leadership. Leadership is everything, and that was all embedded on us, ingrained in us in the military. And I'm telling you, a good leader when you see one. And
that's right.
A lot of times they rise from the ashes. You'd never suspect until we call it the S hits the fan.
Yep.
Then where your true leaders are. In my business, one of the main things that I picked up was a phrase that you can always share in all paths of life, especially in the floor removal business, and that's pay attention to the details. I mean, that was in a lot of the things. I mean, that was from boot camp all the way through. It was always pay attention to details, and that's what kind of Bottomzupp is founded on. That premise is that we're going to do what the other guys don't do. We're going to pay attention to the details. What's important to you becomes important to us.
Yeah,
we know that we're going into homes, and it's your biggest investment. I mean, you talk about that all the time. That's kind of the foundation of this show is people finding their dream homes or that dream property. Well, that's their number one investment. And we're going in there, and people are already apprehensive, thinking, oh my God, we're going to remove a floor inside my home that I live in. Yeah, and we do it very well.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how we got started. Was we saw there was a need in the market. It wasn't getting fulfilled. People were destroying people's biggest investments. And coming from a flooring background, I knew that we could do it better.
Yeah.
And God has blessed us, and the community has blessed us and graced us with their patronage, and for that I'm very truly honored to be a small part of that home project that you have.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I love that. When you think about, the veteran that started, back years ago, you started this company up to 40 trucks. I think you mentioned all these, great team members and how you utilize that. And your theme is the same when you come on the show. That's why I like it. You've got the same theme. It's those underlying values, those attention to details, those, it's clear, evident that you're the leader on that team, and, you want to lead that team's success. When you were talking, it reminded me a quote that I love. It's in times of difficulty or when the pressure's on, we don't rise to the occasion. We fall to our highest level of preparation. So I feel like that's what you're doing with your team. You're preparing them.
It's not the will to win, it's the will to prepare to win.
Yes.
Cross your T's, dot your I's, pay attention to detail in all that you do. I talked to my managers this morning. We had a little round table, and I talked about that. We were missing a couple of details in our documentation because we made a mistake on a job, and if we make one mistake, that's too many.
Yes.
Now, are we going to back it up? Are we licensed? Are we insured? We're absolutely 100%, but and no one's perfect, and I understand that. But if we're paying attention to the little details each and every step of the way, then the entire process works great for all of us.
Yeah.
And what are we trying to do? We're trying to make someone happy that's just made a large purchase.
That's right.
We're taking a tough job in what we do, and we're making it look very easy. And you can only do that by paying attention to the detail and preparing to do the work correctly in all phases.
I love that. Make sure you save our hotline number in your phone, 813-670-7372. Anything you hear about today, you can call or text that line. It's an off-air number, 813-670-7372. And, of course, our website is consumerqb.com. More from our expert contributors coming up here in studio. We got Rick Nickerson in the house, Captain Matt Bruce, and Nick DeVito here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. When we come back, our feel-good story of the day as well. That's a good one. It's a boy that donates all $15,000 in county fair winnings to a children's hospital. Pretty cool story coming at you right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by Trulieve on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. My wife and I own and operate the Platinum MVP team. We're up to 15 agents now on our team, growing, and real excited about helping our listeners, our viewers, our folks, our radio family out there. When it comes to buying, selling, or investing, we would love to talk to you. We're going to make sure we do the best possible deal for you. It's all about researching the comparables, whether you're selling or buying. You know, we want to find out, make sure you're buying at a good price. You know, that's the key when it comes to the buy side and investing. And then when you look at the sale side, it's more about the maximum exposure. How do you get more exposure for your properties? Well, we feature all of our properties on our nationally syndicated show on Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, that is seen worldwide on Binge Networks, as well as 5 o'clock drive time here on 1380 The Biz, and soon to be on 860 The Answer. Next month, we're moving over to the big station here with Salem, 860 The Answer. I think it's on the 26th, Mark told me the other day. So about a month away, moving over there to 860. And then we have our weekend show as well, Sunday mornings on 102.5 The Bone. All right, so a hot property here, 861 Mandalay Avenue in Clearwater Beach. This property just hit the market. Gorgeous home right on the beach. A couple doors down from Hulk Hogan and other celebrities in this area here. But 861 Mandalay Avenue, Clearwater Beach. Gorgeous 2-bedroom, 2-bath property. And there's actually a 3rd bedroom, but it doesn't have a closet, so you can't technically say that from the real estate rules. But beautiful property, 200 steps, and you are on the beautiful sugar sand beaches of North Clearwater Beach there. And we also have a property in Tampa that we just listed as well. We just did a reduction on it, Schooner Way in Tampa. This property, it's in the Bayport Longboat area right there in Town and Country, Schooner Way, 5822 Schooner Way it is. And it's a waterfront on a freshwater canal with a boat dock that leads out to the bay. This is a gorgeous property. The owner's motivated, and they just did a beautiful renovation on the inside. My wife, Lindsay, does feng shui and interior design, so she helped pick out a lot of the colors and the flooring, and it just really came out beautiful. Check out all of our properties at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. PlatinumMVPTeam.com. And this segment is brought to you by the Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show on Gulf Boulevard and beautiful Treasure Island. Check out the Bilmar Beach Resort. They've got 2 pools on site, Sloppy Joe's restaurant and bar. It's a great place to hang out on the weekends. Give Clyde Smith, the general manager, a call. Let him know the real estate quarterback sent you. Check out the Bilmar Beach Resort and book direct with the Bilmar. All right, Captain Matt Bruce in studio here, nationally syndicated show host. How many markets you in, Captain?
175.
175
and
markets.
The last one I added is the one I'm most proud of. It's the little small 500-watt station right smack dab in the city in Florida, the Villages.
The Villages, okay, cool, man. That's awesome. So you got syndication across the world and across the United States, and of course over the world on some of your streams as well.
Oh yeah.
So what do you like to talk about? Of course, you're looking out for the veterans. You're looking out for their first responders. You kind of got your ear to the ground when it comes to things happening coming out of D.C. and out of SOCOM here too.
Well, what you hear on my show is tomorrow's news tonight. Everything I talk about at night, especially when news breaks, you'll hear the next morning. I have a lot of syndicated talk show hosts, not only on the Salem Radio Network, but other networks that listen into my program. And when I bring on some of these military guests and some of these newsmaker guests talking about Iran, the tanker, what happened to the tanker? This morning we were talking about that, and there's a story behind the story. And we were talking about Epstein and all that stuff that's going on there. Plus, he has pretty much pulled a fast one on all of his people that are trying to sue him by creating a trust in a foreign country that's going to take years for anybody to even get close to.
Wow.
I mean, all that sort of stuff that you don't hear during the daytime. Plus, I'm a deplorable. I'm a registered deplorable. I'm offensive here.
Yeah.
And we get all the deplorables that call in, and not only the Trump supporters, but the independents and all. And we get all different kinds of viewpoints from all around the country.
Yeah.
But the people I talk to are the people that make America go. It's the butchers, the bakers, the truckers. It's the firefighters. It's the military. I mean, I get military people on my Facebook page, and I always encourage them, if they can't call me on the show, go to my Facebook page, the Captain's America Radio Show, and communicate with me right there on the message provision, and it'll come right to me. And I get messages, and I'm not exaggerating, Brandon. I'll get several hundred messages stacked like they are in the computer, and I can't answer them all, but I really try to.
Yeah.
And the emails I've lost control of. I get 2,000 to 3,000 emails a day.
Wow.
I've lost total control of it.
Yeah.
But God bless America. I started on a little weekly show. It started out as Troop Talk Radio, Voice of the Troops.
Yeah.
And somebody heard me, the DOD, Captain Trip Wilson was his name that heard me. And he brought me on as a guest contributor because my son was in the Marines and had been promoted. They heard about him. He'd done something that got his name in the limelight. And I was a proud dad, and he brought me on. And that's where I was talking to my son on the radio, on the telephone, where he was over at the time in Iraq. And I do things like that. In the middle of the night, somebody will call up and go, hey, is there any way I could have my son call into your show so I can hear him? Sure. And while we're at it, why don't we not tell him you're going to call and you call in? And I've done that a lot of times on my program.
That's cool.
And to me, that's what it's all about. It's giving back. And I've been very blessed. I mean, technically, I shouldn't even be sitting in this chair today.
Right.
I should have died at least 3 times in my life.
Yeah.
But every time I've come back stronger.
Yeah.
And the military, I wouldn't trade all my experience in the military for all the gold in the world.
Yeah.
And the fire service, it's there. And as I was telling Rick right here beside me, and Nick over on the other side of me, the fire service is all about we. There is no I, me, or my in the fire service. It's we.
Yeah.
And you learn real quick, okay? Because you can get killed very quickly in the fire service, and fires are not fun.
Yeah.
If you're not a firefighter, by the way, till you get burned, and boy, have I got burn marks.
Yeah. I can tell you that. I mean, yeah, that's a big deal right there, especially you ask the folks in California that, the situations there. So when it looks, you are somewhat of a consumer advocate as well with your show. I know you've talked a lot about these robocalls coming in, some of the insurance products that folks don't know about, how they can gap and all these different things. Maybe talk a little bit about that.
Well, we have people that call us and they go, Captain, somebody called me from the Social Security Department, and they're going to take my Social Security away. And is it true that they don't call you? I got a call from Internal Revenue Service. They're going to tax my this, that, and the other. And I said, well, number one, you are right. They're never going to call you. They do nothing on the telephone. Nothing. And I don't care what it is or how ridiculous it is. If you don't get it in the form of a certified letter or a deputy or a federal officer comes to your door, then don't believe it.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of that. And you're on my show every week, and we
That's
talk
right.
about the different things that are going on. And you'll notice lately we have people asking us questions.
Yes.
Because they have things that have happened to them. And these robocalls, you can sign up for a service to try to get rid of it. I actually went to my provider, AT&T, and I said, look, I want to get rid of these robocalls. So they put a program in my phone, and I'm still getting robocalls.
Yeah.
Now they're cloning numbers, whatever. Now they're cloning numbers, whatever, and it is what it is.
Yeah, that's what happens is, they have these dialers, and it's from a different country. It's set up overseas, and you can't really track them, and it ended up being a corporation that you can't really get to the bottom of, like, who actually owns it. So there's all these different smoke screens that these guys put up, but you can save them as a, block the number, save it as a no in your phone, however you want to do it, block the number. I think you get, what about questions in real estate? Do you get some questions in real estate?
I do, and I have people that have been ripped off before by real estate brokers. There's some, and I hate to say this because you're a broker, but there are some really unscrupulous people out there that will try to do anything to sell properties, which is perhaps why they'll talk to Nick over here, because their credit's been ruined because they got themselves in a deal and they were told one thing, they didn't look at the fine print in the contract. You can't buy a home, I'm sorry, without an attorney.
Yeah.
You can't buy a home. You got to read the contract, because they'll throw something in there, and it's the print's about yay tall, and you need a microphone or microscope to be able to see what's going on. And there's still some of that going on. I mean, there really is.
Yeah.
And they prey on the old people.
In any industry, there's good, better, and best, and you got these folks that are, if they're ever high pressure, that's one thing our contractors talk about a lot on the show. It's just like, if they're high pressure, trying to get you to sign now, that should be telltale sign number one. Don't do it. Sleep on it. Consult with an attorney. Consult with a family member. Take your time. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons why you want to be careful. You want to, especially when it comes to money, in relationships, you want to develop the habit of slow thinking. You want to slow it down. That's essentially what you want to do in those situations. Captain Matt Bruce, you can hear him 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Monday through Friday, 860 The Answer, and a plethora of other stations as well.
Captain's America, thirdwatch.com. Go over there, just click on that list. There it is. Click on the Listen Live link, because you'll get the show live. But guess what they do for me there? After the show was off, they played the loop, the 4 hours, the full 4 hours, over and
Nice.
over and over all day long until the next show starts again.
That's awesome. Very cool. All right, stay with us. We're going into a break. When we come back, more from our expert contributors here in studio. Rick Nickerson, Captain Matt Bruce, Nick DeVito, and our feel-good story of the day. We'll be right back after this short break.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by Trulieve on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. We're teaching you how to write your own book, how to grow your sphere of influence, your celebrity, with the Business Growth Celebrity Academy. That's a company that we launched as a follow-up to this book that I wrote a couple years ago. The Business Growth Celebrity Academy. It's bgca.co, where you can, realize the celebrity in you and become a micro celebrity to help you build wealth, build your personal brand, and increase your status. Anyone can become a micro celebrity. It's easy. And check out bgca.co. That's the company we launched with Ken Shamrock, the UFC Hall of Famer, Ultimate Fighting Champion, and now he is a founder of Valor BK, which is bare knuckle. Valor BK, bare knuckle, started up with Des Woodruff, just launched that company as well. So that's our business partner there. And having a lot of fun here in studio today. We got a great lineup. Rick Nickerson's in the house, Bottomzupp. Captain Matt Bruce as well as Nick DeVito here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And this segment is brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Brothers Easy Moving, and I can tell you from firsthand experience that they are a first-class organization. They do a great job, whether a local or long-distance move. Check out Brothers Easy Moving. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. And I want to remind you, we've got a Veterans and Heroes Real Estate Success Summit coming up on Thursday, September 12th, 6 to 9 p.m. at the American Legion, post number 5, right there on Kennedy Boulevard in South Tampa. We're going to have a great lineup of speakers here. Captain Matt Bruce, Brandon Rhymes, we've got Diane Vance, William Crowley, the credit magician, Patrick Highland, attorney Joe Pippin as well. So it's going to be a great lineup. It's going to be fast and furious, lots of good information for you, and catered food from Amici's Catered Cuisine. It's going to be a great time. Come on out and share that with any veterans, first responders, military, everyone involved with that. It's going to be from the 911 operators to the teachers. We want to salute them and offer them some really cool information that they may not be aware of. All right, so we're back here in studio. We want to help you win. That's our goal on the show. And I want to let you know about a hot listing that I've got. I got a $2.5 million listing here that is over on Boy Scout Boulevard in Tampa. Boy Scout Boulevard, and it is at the corner of Tarpon Springs Road. So this is an interesting parcel of land I've got. I've got 10 acres right on the lake. You see the beautiful lake here. There's 2 5-acre parcels, prime waterfront estate-style home sites with the availability of 1 single-family home per 5-acre parcel. So you've got a great opportunity here. $2.498 million for both parcels, and the owner's motivated at 18117 Boy Scout Road in Odessa. Hot real estate properties. Check out PlatinumMVPTeam.com. PlatinumMVPTeam.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, so we got Nick DeVito in the house. Home Lease at ADC is the company. And Nick, there's a lot of niches in real estate, so it seems like you're filling a pretty important one for some people.
Thank you, Brandon, and thank you so much for having me on. As I said before, I'm kind of new to this, but very, very impressed. I'm not new to the real estate market here in Tampa, and following suit with Rick and Captain Bruce here. We started roughly 40 years ago, and we gradually climbed up steps. We didn't have a business plan. The business plan wrote itself. I am a state-certified general contractor and roofer. We have a plumbing license and air conditioning license in-house, but we've shifted more over to this lease-to-own business. As I say, it grew slowly. We had an aha moment, as people say. I had a plan that I would build and develop properties and renovate properties, and my plan was, well, if I can keep 1 or 2 properties a year, that'd be a terrific thing, and I did. So we had the rentals, but I noticed more and more the rental people were becoming unhappy. It was troublesome. It wasn't a good situation. The aha moment came when one of my tenants said, I really can't get a mortgage. The banks are not, I don't meet the criteria. I've got a lot of good features and so on. So I said, you know what? I'm kind of tired of renting to you. How about we do this? I'll lease you this house with a contract, and you can own it. So after a certain number of years, we drew up a contract, and we drew the contract immediately. And he said, the big moment came when he said, you mean if I fix this kitchen or I put in a pool, I do a playroom or add on a room, at the end of the game, it's mine to keep? And I said, yes, sir.
Wow.
He was just so happy. That's about cool. 40 years ago. We did that house with him and repeat again and again. And as I say, I'm not that new. I'm new to this and the marketing, but I'm not new to real estate and construction and so on. I just had the pleasure of, and I appreciate being invited here, not only to say my end of the business, but also to meet Rick and Captain Bruce. Yeah. I never met Captain Bruce before. I find him very, very interesting, and he just mentioned him a while ago. He said, hey, I know some people that used you.
Yeah.
And they turned out happy.
That's awesome.
That's what it means to me, Yeah. And my reply to Captain was, I've heard that once or twice, and people said, hey, you're a nice guy, which is true, I'm a nice guy, but that's not what it really amounts to. What it really amounts to is I've learned over all these years, and you've known me for a number of years, the way to be successful is to let the other person be happy.
Yeah.
We have a saying, I want everybody to be happy, but I'd like my name somewhere on the list.
Yeah, that's right.
So we try our best, make the people happy, be considerate, be respectful. It's their home. Most of the people we're doing business with or have done business with have had trouble, as I mentioned, either bankruptcy or foreclosure, tax lien, divorce, sickness, whatever. And credit is so difficult to rebuild. But it's real simple when you get into a program like ours, because you immediately begin to build equity.
Yeah. And you can build that as a trade line too. You could report that as a trade line to the bureaus if they're making payments, right?
Exactly, and we do.
Yeah.
But more than that, a lot of these houses that these people want, and let's face it, they don't have a lot of opportunity, so they have to take on some of the houses that may not be mainstream or other people want.
Yeah.
But you look at these houses and you say, wow, what a mess, and so on. And my clients, with my advice and sometimes help, get in there and they clean it, they paint it, they put in some tile.
That's right.
And believe it or not, I have this one lady I've been dealing with for years and years, and she just loves to go out and put her shrubbery in front, flowers and lawn. And she doesn't buy sod. She can't afford it. She plants grass. But it makes such a difference.
Yeah, it sure does.
I mean, major difference. Sometimes, you take a $150,000, $200,000 house, which is kind of the starter right here, and with her touches, some nice curtains, a nice paint job, flowers.
Yep.
She'll gain $50,000 to $60,000 in equity. In a heartbeat, in a matter of months.
Well, that's a great thing about real estate. And if you just joined us, I'm Brandon Rhymes. I'm your host. We're talking with Nick DeVito here in studio. Home Lease at ADC is his company, but it's just kind of a quick summarization, and then I want to do a call to action here. Where if you're in a position out there where you want to be a homeowner, but you have some challenges, you've got money for down payment, and you find a home, all you have to do is give us a call. Let's do a call to action here. If you're in that position and you want to entertain one of these lease programs where Nick will actually buy the house for you, lease it back to you, and then put a contract in place that says you own the house after 3 years, 5 years, whatever the details are. You can put in, update your kitchen. You can go in and start living in that home as if it's yours and it's not a rental. So that's what's cool. I really think real estate is such an emotional and such a staple in the United States. And, the American dream, it can mean different things to a lot of people, but I think for many it means home ownership, and it means that pride of home ownership. So go ahead and give us a call or a text at 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline number, 813-670-7372. And let us know if you want to raise your hand and just kind of say, hey, yeah, I'd like to sit down with you guys and discuss this program, and we can help you. We can help you find the house. You've got the financing available through Nick DeVito and his program, and not particularly financing because he's going to buy the asset for you. But it's such a unique program, and that pride of home ownership is really what's powerful when you look at, owning the property. Even if you're leasing it to own, the mindset is, hey, I still own this property. It's not a rental. I'm not just paying rent to live somewhere. So then you treat that house completely different as if you would if it were a rental. So I think that's a big takeaway here. So call us at 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline number, 813-670-7372. And we would love to talk to you and introduce you to our expert contributors here.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. All right, so more from Nick DeVito coming up. Rick Nickerson, Captain Matt Bruce in our lightning round. We're going to come back. We're going to have our lightning round, our top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom, and our feel-good story of the day is a good one. A boy donates all $15,000 in county fair winnings to Children's Hospital. Find out about this young 7th grader in Ohio who did the right thing right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Ian Beckles here.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in any marketplace. Hot property listing here at 913 Hammock Pine Boulevard in Clearwater. This is an affordable 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in Hammock Pine, right on Hammock Pine in Clearwater. Close walkability to the mall. You can walk right over to the mall. There's tennis and pools. There's definitely a great opportunity here at 913 Hammock Pine Boulevard. It's a second floor condo right here in Tampa Bay, Clearwater area, right off of US 19. Very convenient location here in Tampa Bay. And we've got some vacant land as well at 1401 Seminole Boulevard in Largo. This property, it's prime opportunity for business development. It's a corner lot, and it's 0.82 acres here, and it's ideal for office, medical, retail, restaurant, goods and services. You got 200 feet of frontage on Seminole Boulevard as well, right there in Largo, one of the best little cities in the Tampa Bay area. So great corner lot. Check out all of our listings at PlatinumMVPteam.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
And this segment is brought to you by the Lucky Dill Restaurant, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. They've got a restaurant, a deli, New York City bar, Brooklyn Bakery, catering and banquets, and they are located at 4606 West Boy Scout Boulevard in Tampa, Florida. Also a location in Palm Harbor as well. Online at LuckyDillDeli.com, home of the sandwich that ate Brooklyn. Very friendly staff over there, and just a fun ambiance to have some lunch. So it's a great place to go hang out. Check them out. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you at the Lucky Dill, and just let them know that, and they're going to hook you up with a free water with lemon every time you go in there, Captain. Just mention that.
Okay.
And yeah. So we've got
float.
Yeah. So every day we're going to tell you something positive here in our feel-good story of the day. We're going to tell you something positive here.
Tell me something good.
All right, so we've got a 7th grader in Ohio decided to donate all of his livestock premiums from the county fair to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, an amount that totaled $15,000. So hats off to Diesel Pipert, a student at Western Reserve Local Schools, was called a hero by the school district after he donated all his profits from the Huron County's fair animal sale. Quote, a young man lives amongst us who's just an example of to all of us. His 7th grader, Diesel, donated all of his livestock premiums to St. Jude Children's Research Research Hospital today and the Huron County Fair animal sale. And Western Reserve Schools wrote on their Facebook page, his donation of $15,000 will help find cures for children and save lives. Diesel, you are a hero.
He's my hero for sure.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I grew up doing the 4-H stuff, raising pigs, raising steers, and all that stuff. And that's when they tell you that he's going off to the farm. He's going to the farm, and you've realized that he's actually going to get slaughtered. He's going to be some pork chops and some
tough.
sausage.
After you love on them and feed them, and
it teaches you how to how the world goes around. Though
it's a life cycle.
Yeah.
Cycle.
So
life.
this kid takes his $15,000 and donates it all. Wow, amazing. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. All right, in studio today we got Rick Nickerson in the house, Bottomzupp, Captain Matt Bruce, and Nick DeVito here in studio. So we're going to go around the horn now and start with our lightning round here.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored in lightning rounds.
All right, here we go. We got top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Rick Nickerson, Bottomzupp.
Always a pleasure, being here on the show and surrounded by good people that want to give back. I always remember, being a servant first. My hero was a servant, serve the world. Do a little bit of that in everything that you do. We just heard a little segment on a kid that gave everything that he had, to help someone else. And you know what? That kid's going to make a difference in someone's life. And that's truly what it's all about. It's not about making a buck all the time. I just wanted to let you know that, hey, if you've got a removal project, Bottomzupp is your company. We are locally owned and operated. We're right here in the Tampa Bay area. If you've got a project and you want it done the military way, which is paying attention to detail, that's what we do. We're here for you. Look us up at www.bottomzupp.com. We're the floor removal experts. We're here for you. Call us. No project too big, no project too small.
Well said. Well said. Captain Matt Bruce.
Well, we're the little guy that could, because years ago when I started on one radio station, that was $20 an hour for me to learn how to run the board. I've come a long way, baby, but it's all because of the people that believe in me, and I believe in them. And my foundation, of course, is with the military, the first responders, active, the veterans, the community leaders. I've been in politics in a small level, so I've rubbed some shoulders with some big mucky mucks. But the important thing that you have to understand in life is I'm in the news business, and we have so much bad news that's out there.
Yeah.
So many people that jump the gun, that report on things that they don't even have the facts, and they'll just run with it.
Yep.
I'm not going to mention any names, but I've taken a lot of credit. I've taken a lot of hard work and dedication to get to the point to where I've actually got big names listening to me to hear what I'm talking about, because they'll take my news stories. And we've had a lot of news break in the middle of the night, because remember, when it's nighttime over here, it's daytime over there.
That's right.
And the bombs, the explosions, the plane crashes, the ships being sunk, and all that sort of stuff, it happens on the third watch, and I'm doing it. So I talk about it, and we get, and by the way, when CENTCOM's got something going, they'll pick up the phone and they'll call me. And they'll say, hey, I'm sending you an email.
Wow. Well, that's awesome, man. We appreciate your service and continued service, and doing, what you do at night. That's awesome, man.
And working with you and our events that we got coming up, because this is the first of many.
Yeah, the event's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to help. We want to change some lives. We're in it to, really be that consumer advocate and all about helping people. So that's good stuff. And all right, Nick DeVito, give us some top tips, nuggets of advice, words of wisdom.
Well, once again, Brandon, thank you so much for having me here. I think this is a wonderful opportunity, and I'm really enjoying here with Rick Nickerson and Captain Bruce and yourself. The information is just it's a gold mine of information.
Thank you.
As you know, we do lease to own. We take applications from people who have been rejected by banks, either because of poor credit, bankruptcy, foreclosure, whatever. Basically, we do any property. We call it the 4 Ns. Any property, anywhere, anytime, for any client.
Nice.
So if you have a broker and the broker tells you you can have the house but can't get credit, call me. We love our brokers. We always put our brokers first. Take care of them.
Nice.
Just a while ago, as I said, it's very interesting to be here next to Rick and Captain Bruce, and I'll just steal a little bit of a nugget. What Captain said, he said, we deal with the people who make America go.
Yeah.
And I respect that.
Yeah.
We love that. One bit of advice that we all agree on is the people that I'm dealing with, and a lot of buyers, they're not sophisticated, they don't have access, they don't have resources. I say, always use an attorney. Now, in a case where you really can't afford an attorney, you don't have the resources to get an attorney right now, you pick the attorney and I pay. You pick him, I pay. We build it into the debt service on the property, as I say, and it's not just for houses. We deal with small businessmen or big businessmen. We do office buildings, as you know, some car lots. These are the people that make America go. Some medical office buildings, small doctors, startups. So, again, any property, anywhere, anytime. Go through your broker. If you don't have a broker, of course, I know a real good broker. I'm looking at him right now.
One of the best.
We can help you. Either you pick the house or broker finds it for you.
That's awesome.
We guarantee approval as long as you have a down payment and you have the ability to repay.
Yep.
And we're a small company. We're not big like some of the big lenders. No disrespect. I envy them, but I don't want to ever get that big.
Yep.
We have some real good offers. I'm not going to try and take up too much time here. I see the time is running out, but my offering is one of the only ones that I know of that's assumable. So let's say somebody comes in, they say, look, I'd like to get the house, I'll fix it up, live in it in a few years or whatever.
Yep.
Maybe it's a flipper. By that I mean they buy it, fix it, and want to resell.
Right.
New buyer comes in. New buyer says, hey, I'd like the house. I don't really have access to some funds.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. I will continue my... you can assume the original deal that we had with the first
plug them in.
Just plug them in. First buyer gets paid for what he did on the house, gets a little bit of profit. He goes home.
Yep.
I stay in with the new buyer. It's a three-way win.
Yeah.
Buyer gets the house. I get my investment. The broker, of course, gets his commission. Everybody's happy.
I like that.
We're easygoing. We're here to work with the people. We don't have, a big bank behind us. All our money is small family investors.
Yeah. Reach out, 813-670-7372. Anything you hear on the show today, you want to connect with these folks, just reach out to our hotline, 813-670-7372. Of course, our website, consumerqb.com. And I want to kind of finish up here with another negotiation tip. As you know, I teach negotiation at the Realtor Boards here in Tampa Bay, Greater Tampa Realtor Association, as well as the Pinellas Realtor Organization. And today I want to talk about the Ackerman model when it comes to negotiation. Okay, so it's 4 easy steps. It's one of the most famous negotiation strategies of all. Okay, so what you want to do is calculate your max number that you're willing to pay, for example. And then you want to calculate increasing percentages. So you'd start at 65%, you're going to go to 85%, and then you're going to go to 95%. So those are your 4 separate offers that you're going to have when it comes into the old school haggling, right? So what you want to do is, as you're moving from your initial offer of 65%, you might use a mirror or a label, and you're always using tactical empathy, which we've talked about on the show before. And then you also want to use summaries to influence your counterpart. And if you use open-ended questions, you can utilize them in a way that you're going to bend their reality. You're going to help them understand where your position is and how your position is actually closer to where they want to be as well. Now, when you get close to the 85% or the 95% of your max offer, what you want to do is step away from the table and ask to take time to do some calculations. So you're going to step back, maybe even do some fake calculations over here, like you're really pushing yourself to get to that dollar amount, right? And then you want to throw in a non-monetary item, like something like, hey, if we do this deal, I'll throw in this CD player or something of non-value. That's going to indicate to the counterpart that you are at your max. That's the most that you can do. So that's going to get you to your 100%. And remember that use non-round numbers, like 78,982, rather than 79,000, because the numbers that end in 0 seem like they're movable. It seems like it's just a temporary placeholder. So you want to use non-round numbers in your negotiations and create the illusion of control utilizing mirrors, labels, tactical empathy, summaries, and open-ended calibrated questions. So that's another great show. I want to thank Captain Matt Bruce, Rick Nickerson, Nick DeVito here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. All of our listeners, our viewers, our production team out there, please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food or clothing, carry it with you to and from your commute, and hand it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community, and we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 102.5 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.